Yo hip-hop nation. Pause everything right now because this story is heavy and it's blowing up fast. FBG Duck's mother, Lashina Weekly, has filed a massive wrongful death lawsuit against Lil Durk, King Von's estate, OTF, and several major record labels. But what's really shaking the game is that both mothers, from opposite sides of the Chicago drill war, are now speaking out on the senseless violence that took their sons. In emotional interviews, FBG Duck's mom called King Von's death senseless and said no mother should ever have to bury her child. Meanwhile, the lawsuit is moving forward in 2026 after the judge rejected attempts to dismiss it. This isn't just another rap beef story. This is two mothers united by pain, fighting for justice in a world that turned their sons' lives into music and their deaths into content. Names like Lil Durk, OTF, and even street figures like OTF Vonnie are being dragged into the conversation. Old wounds from the O Block versus STL rivalry are wide open again. If you think the drill wars ended with the deaths, you were wrong. The mothers are now taking the fight to the courts and the culture. Stick with me because we're about to break down the full explosive story, the lawsuit details, what the mothers really said, and what this could mean for the entire Chicago rap scene. This one is deep. This situation runs much deeper than most people realize. When FBG Duck was killed in that brazen daylight shooting in Chicago's Gold Coast in August 2020, it marked another tragic chapter in the long-running drill rap beefs that have claimed so many young lives. Years later, his mother Lashina Weekly is refusing to let her son's death fade into history. In October 2024, she filed a high-profile wrongful death lawsuit that named some of the biggest names in Chicago rap and the music industry. The defendants include Lil Durk, King Von's estate, Only the Family OTF, major labels such as Sony, Universal, Empire, and Alamo Records, and even the city of Chicago. The allegations are serious: civil conspiracy, wrongful death, negligence, battery, assault, and emotional distress. Mama Duck and her legal team argue that these parties played roles in creating or enabling the environment that led to her son's murder. By January 2026, the court delivered a key ruling when the judge denied motions to dismiss the case. This means the lawsuit can continue moving forward, and the discovery phase could reveal communications, financial records, and other evidence that many in the industry have been dreading. After the ruling, Lashina Weekly posted on Instagram with a powerful message: "Our fight continues." What makes this story particularly emotional is the way both mothers have addressed the violence. In a Vlad TV interview, FBG Duck's mom spoke candidly about King Von's death. Even though their sons were on opposing sides of the beef, she said Von's killing hurt her too. She described it as senseless and uncalled for, adding that no mother should have to bury her child. These words created a rare moment of shared pain across rival lines in the Chicago drill scene. King Von's mother has mostly stayed focused on preserving her son's legacy, speaking about his music, his children, and the difficulty of losing him in Atlanta in 2020. While there isn't a formal joint statement from both mothers, their individual messages carry similar themes of grief, calls to end senseless violence, and the struggle for justice. Street discussions have also brought up the name OTF Vonnie, with allegations that he played a role in facilitating payments related to violence against FBG Duck's camp, including possible connections to Quando Rondo. These claims remain unproven in court but continue to fuel online conversations and speculation around the lawsuit. This legal action is significant because it doesn't stop at street-level individuals. By naming major record labels, Mama Duck is challenging the music industry itself, accusing them of profiting from violent content while doing little to protect the artists or discourage dangerous behavior. This has sparked debate about corporate responsibility in rap. The personal stakes are incredibly high. Lashina Weekly has become a public face for mothers who have lost children to gun violence in Chicago. She has spoken about the daily pain of living without her son and raising his children alone. Her determination to push the lawsuit forward shows she is not willing to accept the status quo. For King Von's family, having his estate named in the lawsuit adds another layer of complexity. They are dealing with their own grief while navigating the legal implications. The entire situation highlights how these drill rivalries don't just affect the rappers, they destroy entire families. As the case moves through the courts, the rap community is watching closely. Some support Mama Duck's fight for accountability. Others worry that it could set dangerous precedents or bring more negative attention to Chicago drill. The divide in fan reactions is clear on social media platforms, with heated debates happening daily. This story forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the culture. The same music that gave these young men fame and a way out of the streets also put targets on their backs. The dices, the gang affiliations, the constant competition, it all comes with deadly consequences. Mothers like Lashina Weekly are reminding the world that behind the streams and views are real families left to pick up the pieces. The coming months in court could bring major developments. More names, more evidence, and possibly settlements could change the narrative completely. For now, one thing is certain: these mothers' voices are not going to be silenced easily. The lawsuit has opened old wounds and brought fresh scrutiny to the relationships between artists, their crews, and the record labels that back them. Lil Durk, as the face of OTF, finds himself in a difficult position. Already facing federal charges in his own legal battles, this civil lawsuit adds another significant layer of pressure. The allegations suggest that OTF as a collective, along with its key figures, may have played a role in the environment that led to FBG Duck's death. What stands out in this entire situation is the emotional intelligence shown by FBG Duck's mom when discussing King Von. In her Vlad TV appearance, she didn't speak with hate. Instead, she showed empathy, acknowledging that Von's mother was also going through the same pain she experienced. This human side of the story has touched many people who are tired of the endless cycle of retaliation in Chicago. King Von's mother has been more private, but her public comments have always centered around protecting her son's legacy and making sure his children know who their father was. The fact that Von's estate is named in the lawsuit means she is indirectly pulled into the legal proceedings, even as she tries to focus on healing and remembrance. Street sources and online discussions continue to mention OTF Vani as a figure allegedly connected to payments and coordination in the violent incidents between the camps. While these remain allegations without final court confirmation, the repeated naming has kept the conversation alive and forced people to revisit the timeline of events from 2020. This case is also shining a light on the role of the music industry. By naming major labels like Sony, Universal, Empire, and Alamo, the lawsuit raises questions about how much responsibility these companies have when their artists are involved in dangerous street activities. Did they ignore warning signs? Did they profit from music that escalated beefs? These are the types of questions Mama Duck wants answered. Lashina Weekly has become a symbol of maternal strength for many in Chicago. She has used her platform not just for her own son, but to speak about the larger issue of gun violence affecting Black and brown communities. Her interviews show a woman who is exhausted by loss but determined to fight for change. The fan reactions have been mixed and passionate. Some people praise her for taking legal action and seeking justice through the system. Others accuse her of trying to get money from successful artists or stirring up old drama. On platforms like Reddit, Twitter, and Instagram, the debates often turn heated, with supporters of Durk and Von clashing with those backing FBG Duck's family. This situation also highlights how drill music evolved from a voice for the streets into a billion-dollar industry. The same energy that made artists like Lil Durk, King Von, and FBG Duck famous also made them targets. The dices that once seemed like entertainment now carry deadly weight when real lives are lost. As the discovery phase of the lawsuit continues, there is potential for explosive revelations. Phone records, text messages, financial transactions, and witness statements could paint a clearer picture of what happened in the days and months leading up to FBG Duck's murder. Many insiders are nervous about what might come out. For the mothers involved, this fight is about more than money or revenge. It's about accountability. It's about making sure their sons' deaths are not forgotten or swept under the rug. It's about sending a message that the cycle of violence must stop. The Chicago rap scene has produced some of the most influential music of the last decade, but at what cost? This lawsuit is forcing the culture to ask that difficult question. As more details emerge, the world will be watching to see if real change can come from such painful circumstances. The implications of this lawsuit extend far beyond the courtroom. It represents a growing trend of families seeking civil remedies when they feel the criminal justice system has failed them. Lashina Weekly's relentless pursuit of answers has inspired other mothers in Chicago who have lost children to gun violence. Her willingness to name powerful figures in both the streets and the music industry has sparked important conversations about accountability in rap culture. King Von's mother continues to navigate her own grief while dealing with the legal matters involving her son's estate. The fact that both mothers are connected through this case, even if not formally united, creates a powerful narrative about shared pain in the Chicago drill community. Their individual statements on violence, especially Mama Duck's emotional comments about Von's death, show that behind the tough images and diss tracks are real human beings suffering the same loss. The name OTF Vonnie keeps surfacing in discussions around the case. Allegations suggest he may have been involved in coordinating or facilitating payments related to the violence between the camps. While these claims still need to be proven in court, the public interest in his role has brought renewed attention to the inner workings of OTF and the broader network of relationships in Chicago rap. This entire situation forces us to examine the dark side of drill music's success. The genre gave young men from harsh environments a platform and financial opportunities, but it also amplified rivalries that turned deadly. The music that millions stream and vibe to carries real consequences for the families left behind. As the lawsuit progresses through 2026 and beyond, several key questions remain unanswered. Will there be major settlements? Will discovery reveal communications that change the public understanding of these cases? Will more mothers come forward with similar legal actions? The answers could reshape how the industry operates and how accountability is enforced in rap culture. Lashina Weekly has made it clear that her fight is not just for her son, but for all the families affected by this cycle of violence. Her strength and determination have earned respect even from people who don't agree with every aspect of the lawsuit. She represents a voice that refuses to be silenced by fame, money, or fear. For the rap community, this is a moment of reflection. The glorification of street life in the music has real victims. The disses that seem entertaining on records can lead to real tragedy. The mother's pain is a reminder that every name in a diss track has a family behind it. This story is still developing. New court filings, interviews, and reactions will continue to emerge. What started as a personal fight for justice by one mother has grown into a larger conversation about violence, responsibility, and healing in Chicago and the hip-hop world. The fight truly continues, and these mothers are making sure their sons' stories are not forgotten. So family, this is where we stand today. FBG Duck's mom has filed a serious lawsuit against Lil Durk, King Von's estate, OTF, and major labels. Both mothers have spoken out against the senseless violence that took their sons. The case is moving forward in court, and the name OTF Vonnie continues to come up in discussions. This situation raises big questions about accountability, the music industry's role, and whether real change is possible in drill culture. The pain these mothers carry is real, and their fight deserves attention. What are your thoughts? Do you support Mama Duck's pursuit of justice? Do you think the lawsuit will bring real answers? Or do you see it differently? Drop your honest opinions in the comments below. Let's talk about it respectfully. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates on this developing story and other rap news. Hit the like button if this video helped you understand the full picture. Share it with anyone who needs to see this.